Do you want to start a business, get out of the office, achieve happiness and success while crushing life? This is Boss to Boss, the place to be for that extra motivation to get up and follow your dreams while learning from the ones who have already done it. And now for your host, Miro Wieslow.
Welcome to Boss to Boss. Today's guest, the first one, is a co-founder of Crowdcreate. He was previously at PIMCO, one of the largest investment firms in the world, and traded at a Wall Street hedge fund. His previous company, ChargeTech, started out of a garage, and he grew it to one of the largest phone charging companies in the world, with clients including Google, Toyota, NASA, and T-Mobile. That's Jeffrey Maginus. And the next guest is also the co-founder of Crowdcreate. He is the vision and growth of Crowdcreate for the past 4 years. He is a speaker and thought leader on blockchain and crowdsourced innovation. He has previously worked with the CEO of Binance at Fusion Systems, developing a leading machine learning cloud solution for breach detection, which is now being used by hospitals and healthcare providers to protect patient data today. That's Ivan Khan, everybody, and Jeffrey Maginus with Crowdcreate. How are you guys doing today? That was a mouthful.
Good. Yourself?
Next time, I'm just going to be like, you know what? It's Jeff. It's Ivan. You know the drill. They're awesome. Here they are. So, guys, yeah. I mean, I'm doing well. I'm freezing in Chicago. I got a little space heater next to me, but I had to turn it off so there's no background noise. How's beautiful and sunny, I take it, Orange County?
Yep. It's super good. We're actually in this lounge at the South Coast Plaza Mall trying to catch some Wi-Fi here, but work anywhere we can, everywhere we can.
Hey, this works. So can you guys kind of just jump in real quick, the story of Crowdcreate? You know, how did this come about? How did you guys find each other, first of all?
There we go. Yeah, so we actually met in college at UC Irvine, I think at least 10 years ago now. Yeah, it's been quite a while, but we actually started on a project. If you're familiar with crowdfunding, so Kickstarter, Indiegogo, we actually went to Hong Kong and we found the first project, which was an earbud, the wireless earbud before AirPods came out. So this is like many, many years ago, and it was the first project, and there's nothing like that on the market. Mm-hmm. So we went there, and we were just looking for awesome projects to launch on crowdfunding. And actually, we did everything from making the video, finding the influencers, we're casting even some of the actors, and I think it was 3 to 4 months later we launched our first crowdfunding, and it hit, I think, $600,000-$700,000 in 30 days. So it was a real eye-opener, and to me, that was a real validator that, hey, there's, you could go out there and find something and use crowdfunding as the mechanism.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
Oh, just in terms of the story. So we knew that we wanted to start a business, and how did we do it, right? You could either be the creator, or you could be the marketer, or you could add some kind of value. So in Hong Kong, they have these shows similar to what CES here in the state.
Yes.
It's literally 10 football fields worth of different electronics products. Ivan and I walked 30 miles, literally up and down, looking at every single booth, seeing what the coolest innovation was. And this was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
That's it, huh?
Yeah. Before the AirPods came out, we literally had the world's smallest first wireless earbud, and we took it at Kickstarter, and we told the factories, like, hey, like, let us sell this for you and blow it up on the internet. Next thing you know, we launched a $600,000 crowdfunding campaign on Kickstarter and Indiegogo. Literally, Ivan had a day job at the time. He quit his day job. He got a business.
Yeah,
and
that's amazing.
Yeah, here we are today, basically helping people turn their passion into a business, and we create this online buzz we've done it across 50 different projects now, over $100 million raised, everything from what started as a Bluetooth headset to now, hemp, blockchain projects, wireless security cameras, tech-enabled jackets.
Oh, yeah?
Name it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yoga equipment.
Do you have that jacket on right now? Is that it or no? No?
No.
But it was a cool project because it looked like a normal jacket, but inside the layers there's this membrane that can heat up using a power bank. So you're just wearing a heater. But yeah, there's a lot of cool projects that we were lucky to work with. But the big underlying thing that we were able to do for them was we were able to get buzz for these projects. We were able to get people excited about it. In the world of crowdfunding, projects don't deliver, and sometimes, it's 90 to 100 days away. So people have to be really excited to, hey, here's my money. I'll wait 100 days for this new innovation to come. So it's like, how do we create this buzz and excitement behind projects that maybe doesn't even exist yet?
And that is Crowdcreate. For everybody tuning in, if you want to follow Jeff and Ivan, make sure to check out crowdcreate.us, or you can check them out on Instagram, on Facebook. It's at Crowdcreate, just one word, Crowdcreate, and you can check them out, see their faces, see more about them, see more about the brand, the company. But more importantly, though, when did you guys hit that point when you guys were like, you know what, I know this is what I want to do. Like, there's a big opportunity. I don't want to just work any regular desk job anymore. It sounds like, Ivan, you were in the middle of working one, right? As this happened. Was it the money that triggered it? Or was there more to it?
It was for me. So at that first campaign, I was doing my 9 to 5, and then I was working my 6 to 1 a.m. every single day for I can't tell you how many months. And it wasn't really the money as much as I started to love what I like doing. And I found what I love to do, and it just gave me more satisfaction. I mean, to be working into those hours, you kind of have to enjoy what you're doing and that challenge. So to me, it was a validation that, hey, you can be sustainable doing this. But B, it's just, if you're excited and you're passionate about something else and you find that something else, it's more fulfilling.
And do you think being at your 9 to 5 or 6 to 1 a.m. job, it was preventing you? Like, is it possible? Because I've heard this from some people. I feel like it was for me. Was it preventing you from finding what you truly loved and what you're happy doing? You think it kind of were you in almost a little hole, a little circle that you were trapped in, and you were fed other information? You were kept so busy that you couldn't think outside the box?
Yeah, it's when you focus on building someone else's dream, and you can't, you don't get that freedom to create, and you're almost working within the bounds of someone else's great idea, and it's you almost can't break that boundary, because then you're doing something that they don't want you to do, right? I remember talking to my boss, and he's like, you can only focus on one thing at a time. And I was like, well, that one thing isn't going to be what you're working on anymore.
Likewise, before Crowdcreate, I had another business. I worked at 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. It was at PIMCO, which is one of the largest money managers.
Yep.
And then after, I did my 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. to try and get the business running and to get enough momentum so I could quit the day job. But we almost had identical just beginnings, right? We did the day job to make ends meet, and then once the business needed, we could afford it full time, then we made that leap of faith to entrepreneurship. And
do you think it made it easier having some sort of stability in the background, even though you had to do those crazy long nights? Or do you think that, if you would have been able to do it, just walked away fully and just been like, F this, I'm going for something?
Well, I guess I can personally speak to this. I had a lot of loans going into my college. I basically took a loan for my entire college degree. And I cannot walk away from my current job because you have loan payments to make. So to me, it wasn't if I could, I don't know if I even would, because you have to put food on the table, you have to pay back your loans, you have debts to pay, you have a lifestyle to live, you have an apartment. So it's like you can't just say, hey, scratch everything, I'm going to go into entrepreneur world. You really should be responsible, and you can't, you should make sure you can make ends meet before. And if you really want it that bad, I mean, you do those.
Right.
I mean, I can tell you, waking up, at 6 a.m., sleeping at 1 a.m., I'd wake up so excited the next morning, it wouldn't even feel like I'm exhausted.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like both of you are running on like 5 hours for a while, and isn't it crazy how you get that that adrenaline rush, right? When there's something there, it's coming. Jeff, what about you? Was it kind of same for you, or?
When I started, I would cut my expenses, right? I love like Gary Vaynerchuk stories, right? These $5 lattes. I wouldn't drink $4 or $5 lattes. I'd get a 99-cent McDonald's coffee because I couldn't, And so what was more important to me was working on what I truly loved, and I was willing to give up, some of the extra expenses and lifestyle so that I could get and I always just had this like belief that, yeah, you're going to do it, like keep on pushing. And then, eventually it happened. It took a while, but you go through ups and downs, but.
Hey, I could totally relate, man. For a while, and I still kind of do it to this day, I only get coffee after 2 p.m. You know why, right?
Why?
That's when it's 99 cents in Dunkin' Donuts. Come on. Only. I can't do coffee before 2 p.m. But more about Crowdcreate. If say just over here, I got my business, and I'm looking for an alternative. I don't want to go to one of these big banks anymore. I'm just tired of it. It's gonna be the same thing, same setup, same pitch. Why? If I go to you guys, how is Crowdcreate gonna help me raise that money? Like how will that process work?
Yeah, I can almost brainstorm and even just experience shares. John Lee Dumas, he runs Entrepreneur on Fire, which is another podcast. And he was able to productize his business into a journal that he took to Kickstarter and took his existing audience to purchase it, and then took the means through that. Yep. What we do now is when we build communities, is really around the people that latch onto you and love your product, and then how do we turn that into businesses? What is that value exchange that they're willing to pay for? Is it a journal? Is it a subscription service to your podcast? And how do we know? Is we poll your existing audience. We would literally ask them, what kind of value or what could be created that they would be interested in. And then we run it through this, viral gamification and all the different lead pages, and just creates mass momentum. Lots of different ways.
Lots of different ways. So what was the largest project you guys had that you guys raised money for so far?
So the largest one is actually Bazan, I would say. Mm-hmm. So that was a blockchain related project, borderless payment system. We grew the community, I think, over 3 to 5 months from zero. So, going to Reddit communities, going to Bitcoin Talk communities, going to YouTube to find people interested in a borderless payment system, and even getting their feedback on what they like, what they don't like, what they want created. At the end of those 4 or 5 months, they did the raise. They raised $18 million in 1 hour. They did a bonus round of $4 million in 10 minutes. So, that goes to say that if you can build a community that truly wants, what you're trying to create, or believes in the founders, your story, that's where the potential, and that's where people will put their money to.
And do you still use like Kickstarter and things like that?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, they're still very strong platforms.
Yeah.
I think that today there's just more channels and there's more mechanisms to do fundraising now.
Yeah, we just finished one 3 weeks ago with Anchor. They're actually Amazon's largest electronics seller it was a $3.5 million campaign on Kickstarter, and so that was our second or third project that we worked.
Actually, I think it might be the fourth.
Your fourth, but
yeah.
It was for a wireless security camera that has 1 year battery life, and even one of the biggest companies in the world, they still use crowdfunding as a means to pull early adopters, reward them with almost like at cost, the product at cost, and they're still using crowdfunding to this day. So,
do a lot of people, or these early on investors, do a lot of them end up getting some sort of profit sharing or equity?
It's there's all different types. So even today we had an interesting chat with someone who's trying to revolutionize the investment mechanism. But let's say for crowdfunding, they'll get a product, before everybody else does, and they'll get it at cost.
Is that like a mouse that kills people or something?
No, it's just a mouse.
Oh, okay.
But I'm trying to say, if it's a Kickstarter, traditional rewards, they'll get something at the end of the day. If it's a token offering or if it's a security token, they'll get equity and some token-based structure. So it depends.
So like with cryptos, when early investors got like tokens in return, for example, right? Something like that.
Yep.
That's one way to do it. Probably a bad example, right? With what's happening with Bitcoin, but I guess that was one way. Everybody tuning in, make sure you check out Crowdcreate, Instagram, Facebook, or just crowdcreate.us on their website. You can get all those links and see everything they're doing right now. They've been featured in Forbes and all types of publications. Jeff and Ivan, thanks for being on the show. Everybody, let's just say there's someone out there that's like me, how I was, 2 years ago, sitting in a cubicle and kind of contemplating life, whether or not I can handle this entrepreneurism thing. Because I'm sure, as you guys have been saying with your work schedules, it hasn't been easy. What kind of advice can you give someone like me a few years back, whether or not this is for them?
With just the innovation in crowdfund anything. Run 5 to 10 projects. Figure out something is going to work. And even in the case with crypto and blockchain is, we know in just with the current market, things went south. And then as entrepreneurs, how do you solve that problem? And there's actually new mechanisms where you mentioned profit sharing. It's like something, the meeting we had earlier this morning said, what if you could crowdfund a new business and then the early people on get a percentage of whatever those initial raises are? And so that's almost like a new problem solving mechanism, because we feel that the people that even started some of the early projects had such good intentions to help the world with this unbanked currency. And then it was being used, sometimes for, just bad means to, and right, people come out of the woodwork. And for us, is we're always cheering on the entrepreneur that's in that cubicle. And what we've seen with crowdfunding is just the craziest ideas. Somebody raised $60,000 to make potato salad, right, on Kickstarter. It's a joke.
I hear some of these stories occasionally, and I'm like, what? Like, is this real life? Like, where's this money even coming from, right? That's almost what it feels like.
GoFundMe is another great option, and you see all of our success stories, but there's a lot of failures, and it's okay. And it's just keep on throwing out campaigns. It's relatively low cost. Shoot on your iPhone, just do the graphics yourself. Launch this crowdfunding campaign. If you raise $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, wow, that's incredible to get something off the ground and running.
Question though, how do you secure yourself? I'm sure somebody there, sitting here listening is like, all right, I want to throw this idea out there. Maybe it's going to get me $100 million, but why can't somebody else just steal that thing right away?
It's funny. We're always on the other side of the equation where they're like, hey, sign this NDA. I don't want other people knowing my idea. But we get pitched so many times in a single day. I think we get like 30 or 40 emails a day. Wow. It's just ideas. And I can tell you, when you think that you're the first person to think of it, I'm pretty sure there's another person in another cubicle that has thought about it, right? So it's about the speed and execution. If you can do it better than anyone else. Yeah, there's two people that are going to create a plastic bottle, but yours is going to be different because your story, your personal story. So I think people overlook that one piece, is that all these crowdfunding projects, actually, a lot of the excitement is around the founder himself, herself. It's these individual stories of why they're doing what they're doing that we build engagement, we build virality, and I can tell you, it's not always, the watch that's sitting on the table. It's the person who thought of the watch, the person who thought this was such a good idea and why he or she is doing it. So, yeah, so to people who think that their ideas are going to get stolen, I would assume that they're stolen and just run with it and share your story.
Wow. So that's pretty much a full circle as to why I should, why going with someone like, over here with you guys, with Crowdcreate and, the whole crowdsourcing versus just going to a bank who's just going to either like you or not like you, whereas someone like you're going to take you're going to take the person, you're going to take the brand, and you're going to find an actual fit for that.
Exactly.
That's kind of what it sounds like. No, I love that. I think that's very important.
And the value isn't just actually, it's not the money, but it's this early adopter and user that's part of your customer base. And with every great brand, you have these early evangelists that really, that's what we see as the value. And the greatest asset isn't so much the money raised, but this community. They'll back you on project 1, 2, 3, 4, and it actually just snowballs into the next thing.
Awesome. And do you guys have any big mistakes or anything you made along the way? Was there any there had to be like any notable one you want to throw out really quick?
Actually, I've shared one that we were just talking about in the car earlier.
Yes, I love that. I'm reading your minds. Yes.
Our very first project, the wireless earbud we were just talking about, we actually went to Kickstarter and we raised, I think, $300,000 in 3 days. Yeah, so completely blown away. And then it turned out that because we didn't figure out the details with the factory, we kind of jumped in and we didn't sign we didn't agree on who's representing the factory. Are we the factory? Are we not the factory? We made it clear, but we didn't make it clear to Kickstarter. So Kickstarter says, hey, you're actually not the factory. And we never said we were the factory. We're representing and working on behalf of the factory. So that campaign got shut down and we lost it all.
What?
And we had to start all over again on another platform called Indiegogo. But that was just like one of the stories that we got a lot of wins and lost it, and then we had to get it back.
Was this after you quit your job that you lost it?
That was when I still had the job.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, if you quit and then you lost that, man, I'm glad you're still with us.
Yeah, I didn't quit until way later. It was like
okay.
I was doing both of those things for at least a month or two.
Got it. Okay. Whew. Wow. So that's how quick it could happen, huh? Just like that.
Just like that.
Wow.
Yeah, you spend months prepping for something, and then it just goes away, and then you have no choice but rebuild it again. It's like another challenge.
Jeff, you got anything, or you're sticking with that one? Is that the best one? Is that?
I can't keep track. We've just had so many, and we're almost it's another day at the park in terms of failures, and there's too many, and now we try and protect the downside, but yeah, just generally in terms of our startups, we try and be as lean as possible and not have that. I don't know, just not try to put all of your eggs in one basket, and at the end of the day, it's chalk it up and move on to the next one.
And by lean, you mean like not actually buying physical property, not investing in actual maybe as many employees, things like that. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, when we're always going, wow, this is a great idea. Oh yeah, let's go full steam ahead. We're gonna get this top-notch videographer, spend 20, 30 grand on the video. Now it's let's test this first. Let's start a little small, see how it's received, and then not go in. No matter, it's so funny because whenever we said, this is a great idea, this is gonna hit 100%, and then it's crickets, and they were like, wow, what happened? And so, and that's the learning lesson, is to always talk to people and ask them, can you give us your honest feedback? Like, would you buy this? Would you support us? And usually when it's coming from friends and family, they usually say, yeah, great job, Jeff. That's really cool. But when it comes down to actually pledging or pre-purchasing the product, it's
don't ever pitch your business idea to family. That's what I got out of this. Okay, good. They love you and they always will. All right, guys. Well, now on to our listeners' favorite segment of the show.
Welcome to the round with no name, because they're all taken.
All right. But here we go, guys. You have 5 seconds to initiate an answer for every question. You might know some of the questions, you might not. Chances are you probably don't. Either way, my producer, they say he lurks in the background.
I see it.
Let's just hope that he doesn't appear here anywhere and give me a hard time. So let's go through it quick. Without further ado, since now we got 2 of you here, we're gonna kind of mix things up a little bit. We're gonna actually do a little competition as to who answers first. You guys should like buzz in, or I don't know. You guys got to fight for it. But all right, here we go. What is your favorite book?
Oh shit, The Alchemist.
The Alchemist.
Mine's Lean Startup.
All right, those are actually two boss exclusives. No one has ever brought those 2 up, so that's pretty cool. What is your favorite movie?
Oh, shoot. You go first on this one.
I don't know if you remember, but it was called Crash, and it came out when we were in college.
It sounds so familiar.
I know. I've seen it. I've seen that one. Like, the world falls out of...
Yeah.
Like, just falls out of place. Gets all messy. I really like sci-fi stuff. The most recent one I saw on the flight back was I.O.
I.O. That's new, right?
It's a Netflix movie.
Okay, I think I've seen that one in my feed somewhere. What do you guys feel about? Sorry,
it's actually pretty good.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna now that you mentioned it, I'm actually gonna like look at it, like give it like a couple seconds. Otherwise, I don't know. There's so many. I feel like there's so many options nowadays. You need like a good recommendation to actually go watch it at times. So, thanks for that. Is entrepreneurism a fad?
Wow, that's
it's deep, right?
I would say yes.
Yeah, I'd say yes too.
All right, that is all right. And can you elaborate just a little bit?
I would say entrepreneurism is. I think the focus on it right now is a fad, but it's something that's been around for a very long time. But I think it's been like romanticized and become a fad most recently.
And I think there's an underappreciation for working for somebody that's really good at what they do and be a part of. So if I wanted to get into podcasting, I would rather work with you for a year, 2 years, rather than start my own podcast. Or Ivan's really good at, building systems. I actually would prefer to work with him for the first couple of years, whereas everybody wants to start a business. But yeah, it's great learning under people and what, great mentors out there.
I love that answer. Yeah, there's nothing wrong about actually working for somebody or for a firm. It really isn't.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's free. It's like a free education, right? I mean, soak it all up. Soak it all up.
Yeah, actually, that reminds me of like the sushi chefs. You have to work with them for like years before you're their apprentice.
Oh, really?
It's like that. Like in the old days, where he used to be a blacksmith, and he would take on like apprentices, and you learn under him, and then you become a blacksmith at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I would put that to that analogy.
It's a good analogy. I don't think, and you guys are just like throwing. I thought I was throwing curveballs at you. You guys are throwing some great content here. I mean, we got blacksmiths, we got old school movies. I mean, this is great. But now, if one of you or both of you are stranded on an island, and you're not together, you're separate, totally separate islands. What is the one item you want with you?
sleeping bag.
That's actually a first. No one said that, but
Wow.
Jeff, you gotta go. Throw it out there.
Gosh, I would use this Uniqlo compact down jacket that I wear all the time that I'm wearing today.
I swear, you guys got the craziest ideas. Most people say like my wife, my book, my iPhone, which I don't know how they're gonna find service out there. But wow, a sleeping bag and a compact jacket that does, who knows? I mean, what does that thing do? Teleport you too? I mean, wait, low key. After this episode, let's talk about these new ideas you guys got. So, low key. How do you guys drink your coffee?
Black.
Cold brew steeped for 12 hours.
Black.
Black.
All right. Well, you know what they say. I drink it black too. According to Huffington Post, if you drink black coffee, there's a good chance you have some kind of psychotic tendencies.
Wow.
I never thought you'd say that.
You know about it, right?
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, hey, I mean, I can speak because I do it, so it's okay. And then last, how do you guys feel about white socks with sandals? Would you take me seriously in a meeting if that's how I came?
You mean the one I'm wearing right now?
Are you?
No, I'm just kidding.
Damn it.
I don't wear sandals though. I don't like sandals.
Yeah, after going to these blockchain events, I have no judgment because usually it's that guy with socks and sandals that's probably worth $100 million. You're like, yeah, you're early adopter. It's just, yeah.
Do what you want. So you would take me serious. In other words.
Absolutely.
100%. You know, we go to blockchain offices.
Hell yeah. All right. I cannot wait to spread the message with everybody. And last but not least, we are doing a Kickstarter campaign, now it's called, for this dog over here. We're trying to find a new name for him. And a name, we're going to start a Kickstarter campaign and then try to raise money to legally get it changed, and who knows. But what name do you have for him?
Wow.
So far, Sparkles is in the lead.
Is that a pink dog?
Yes, it's a pink bulldog.
Is that your producer?
Hey.
You said he's behind you lurking.
No, that's actually not him. But do you guys got a name? We are going to do a vote.
Wow. Let's see. Pink puppy.
Pink puppy. Okay. I mean, I'll take it, I guess. All right. Well, you guys survived. I'm here. You're there. The producer did not come out of the background. And we survived. So, guys, it's been a pleasure having you on. Everybody at Crowdcreate on Instagram, on Facebook. If you want to find out more, you definitely should, especially if you are looking to start a business or you just got some crazy, wicked idea and you want to, run it by them. They'll hopefully they don't tell you that somebody has already done it, but no, that's awesome. I love what you guys are doing. I haven't come across anybody like you guys yet. What you're doing is just so revolutionary and different, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger as the ideas just get crazier, right? And new things are coming out. And the mic is yours. If you guys have any closing thoughts, anything else you wanna share with the audience?
Yeah, in terms of what we love, it's right. It's all about entrepreneurship. So what we're currently building is a platform for people to take that idea and help other ideas and get paid along the way. And so we're literally merging brands with people, and it's called Crowdcreate. That's not just our agency, but we literally built a software platform to take concepts, ideas, and even this puppy, for an example, you could ask, what's the best name? You get people that are literally incentivized and rewarded to come up with a name.
Oh,
and
really?
People will vote on each other. People will comment on each other, and you could even incentivize it with, say, a prize or a giveaway. So if anyone is interested, they can sign up on our website, and that's kind of what.
That's awesome. So if someone like me just wants to, I have an awesome idea, I just go to the website and follow the instructions there.
Yeah,
basically, yes.
All right. Ivan, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I think, if you put that puppy up on, on the platform, we've been working on this platform for like the past 6 to 8 months, and it's like the best of what we've come up, our experiences, and yeah, like for example, your puppy, you know, what if you can tap into a community of
he's real, right? You know he's real.
No, I saw him blink twice.
He's just sleeping. He's just sleeping.
Yeah, but it's interesting to hear what people say, and it's interesting when you really tap into people who really love projects, like they're really passionate about it, and as opposed to someone who's just a casual, you know, if you really talk to a puppy lover, they're gonna have better names for that puppy than, you know, me, because I'm not a pink puppy lover. But yeah, it's interesting to see when people are passionate about things. Yeah, they have a lot to say and a lot of great ideas, and we're trying to tap into that.
And I guess any viewers out here on whatever platform you publish this to, if you even want to spur the engagement and they want to post their comments or business idea, we'll respond. I'll personally respond to all of them. It's almost just almost a drive engagement. So yeah, anybody more than happy to share.
Yeah, I mean, nothing like actually some of the faces getting involved, right? That definitely means a lot. So are you trying to say that anybody listening to this episode could actually comment below with a business idea and you'll reply?
Yeah, and I'll reply. Well, how many do you think you're going to get in the...
Sounds like a challenge.
I mean, I don't know. I could incentivize them. I could say that, you know, Jeff himself will be there replying to all comments for business ideas.
I'll do it.
I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be like a fun Reddit AMA, and so I'll try my best till my fingers start hurting to respond.
I mean, I don't know how many you'll get. I don't know. I don't know if that many people. Like personally, I don't think I'd want to post mine publicly. So
yeah.
I don't know. Does that work for you? Do you ever have people do it like that?
Or just on the video if it's
yeah, like actually publicly. I don't think anyone would want to do that.
Huh. Yeah. Yeah, usually we get people just posting whatever their idea is and then they'll just comment.
I think it'll be fun. Yeah.
But
hey, the challenge is on. Let's see what we can come up with. I mean, a comment or message. So if some people want to stay private, but you know, no obligation. No obligation.
Yeah.
Up to you.
Or they can just message us and just DM us.
Awesome. All right, guys. Jeff, Ivan, it's been a pleasure having you guys on. Yeah, we'll definitely talk again soon. I'm curious to see where you guys end up in the next, 6 months, 8 months.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.
That is all for this episode of Boss to Boss. Your next step is to visit bosstoboss.com, where you will find proven techniques followed by professionals to help you make that next step. Again, that is boss2boss.com. And remember, the time is now.